Tempers exploded, words turned to shouts, and then a physical confrontation no one saw coming. For years, tensions have simmered between Zach Roloff and Chris Marek, but now, the line has been crossed, and Amy Roloff is caught in the middle. What happened? Why now? And what does this mean for the future of the Roloff family? Welcome to our deep dive into one of the most explosive and emotional turning points in Little People, Big World history. In this episode, we're unpacking the shocking incident between Zach Roloff and Chris Marek, an alleged physical confrontation that has fans reeling, the family reeling, and Amy stuck in the emotional crossfire. This isn't just another awkward family moment. This is a collision of pride, resentment, and heartbreak that's been brewing quietly for years. How it all began, the origin of Zach and Chris's strained dynamic, and why they never truly clicked. The confrontation itself, what reportedly happened during the altercation, where, when, and what set it off. Amy Roloff's emotional toll. Why this isn't just about Zach and Chris. Amy is deeply affected, and her silence speaks volumes. Reactions from Matt, Tori, and Jeremy. How the wider Roloff family is responding. What fans are saying. Was this bound to happen? And what does this mean for the future of Little People, Big World? Plus, exclusive behind-the-scenes clues, past tension that's resurfacing, and how this could change the Roloff family dynamic forever. If you thought things were settling down on the Roloff farm, think again. So grab a cup of coffee or a stiff drink and buckle up. Because this isn't just reality TV drama. This is real-life family breaking points playing out in public. Let's uncover the truth. Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. For Roloff family latest news update, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. Even in the early days of Amy and Chris's relationship, subtle cracks were visible in how the Roloff children, especially Zach, responded. Chris entered Amy's life around 2016, just as she was redefining her identity post-divorce. He came across as steady and kind, but to Zach, it was unfamiliar territory. On-screen moments in the following seasons, like awkward dinner table conversations or hesitant hugs, hinted at a deeper emotional wall Zach had built. He wasn't rude, but he wasn't warm either, and for longtime viewers, it was clear something was brewing. Key episodes stand out where this silent standoff between Zach and Chris became almost impossible to ignore. During family BBQs, vacation planning, or even simple chats in the farmhouse kitchen, there was an unmistakable chill in the air. Zach's clipped tone, downcast eyes, or moments where he would abruptly exit conversations spoke volumes. In one scene, when Amy announced she and Chris were getting more serious, Zach barely reacted. No smile, no congratulations, just a stiff nod. It was a powerful silence, and fans noticed. Off camera, rumors only added fuel to the fire. Sources close to the production whispered that Zach never approved of how quickly Chris entered their lives. Fan forums speculated that Zach saw Chris not just as a romantic interest, but as someone trying to replace the role of patriarch, a role Zach still subconsciously reserved for his father, Matt, despite their strained relationship. This theory gained traction especially after an episode where Chris casually joked about helping Amy run the farm better than Matt did. Zach's face in that moment, tight-lipped and cold, became a meme among viewers. Passive aggression had reached new heights. It didn't help that the Roloff family was increasingly divided. With Matt building a new life with Karen and Amy attempting to blend her world with Chris, the once unified clan started feeling more fragmented. Zach often took the lead in protecting his mother's legacy, especially when it came to family traditions and the farm. This protector instinct became a point of friction whenever Chris voiced an opinion that seemed contrary to Amy's past or challenged her children's view of how things should be. Chris, for his part, remained largely calm and diplomatic, at least publicly. In interviews, he praised Amy's children and emphasized his wish to build strong relationships. But some fans detected a subtle arrogance. Whether it was his laid-back confidence or moments where he appeared to speak over Zach in group settings, there were flashes of what some described as quiet dominance. Chris may not have started the conflict, but he certainly didn't always defuse it either. Some argue he underestimated how much resentment was simmering beneath Zach's calm exterior. Over the years, it became a psychological tug-of-war. Amy, caught in the middle, often played the mediator, trying to host family events where everyone felt welcome. But viewers could sense the emotional cost. She wanted peace, but the smiles felt forced. Holidays became awkward, group scenes became shorter, and eventually, the show itself began to center more around the clear divide between what Amy was building with Chris and what her children were struggling to accept. By the time the confrontation finally erupted, fans weren't surprised. It had been building for years. The signs were always there: a misplaced joke, a misunderstood look, an unresolved conversation. And when it finally happened, it wasn't just about that one explosive moment. It was the breaking point of nearly a decade of silent resentment, emotional confusion, and a family trying to find its new normal in the wake of broken foundations. The alleged physical confrontation didn't come out of nowhere. It was building for a long time. Sources close to the family reveal that tensions reached a boiling point during a private family gathering. The topic? Amy's well-being and decisions surrounding her involvement in an upcoming family event. Zach reportedly voiced concerns that Chris was being overly controlling or dismissive of Amy's emotional limits. At first, it was a calm conversation, or at least that's how it appeared to others in the room. But underneath the surface, resentment had been simmering for years. Chris, known for his measured tone, allegedly told Zach to stay out of things he doesn't understand. According to one source who asked to remain anonymous, that was the spark. Zach, already on edge, took the remark as both condescending and dismissive, not just of him as a man, but of his role as Amy's son and protector. Words were exchanged, voices were raised, and then the unimaginable happened. Chris stepped closer, and Zach didn't back down. Eyewitnesses claim it wasn't a violent fight, but a shove or chest bump may have occurred. Security or crew members reportedly had to intervene. One insider described the moment as intense, not staged, definitely real. You could feel the air shift in the room. It was chaos. Children were quickly escorted out of the area by other family members, while Amy, caught in the middle, appeared devastated. She reportedly rushed between the two, hands outstretched, pleading with both to stop. Amy, heartbroken and panicked, allegedly burst into tears while trying to calm both men. For her, this was a nightmare scenario. The man she loved and the son she raised clashing in the most painful way possible, right in front of her. Multiple sources also suggest that producers were present and caught some of the argument on tape, though it remains unclear how much of the incident will make it into the final edit of the show, if at all. There's speculation that footage was either cut or heavily edited to avoid scandal, but fans online are already buzzing, piecing together clips and reading between the lines of recent episodes. Social media lit up soon after the reported confrontation. Some fans claimed they saw clues in body language during a dinner scene, tense glances, awkward silences, even Amy looking visibly strained. Others took to Reddit and fan pages to analyze whether this was the breaking point that would change family dynamics forever. In the days that followed, the Roloff household reportedly went into emotional lockdown. Chris and Zach were said to be avoiding each other entirely. Amy, meanwhile, was left trying to pick up the emotional pieces. As a mother and partner, she was forced into an impossible position: defend her husband and risk losing her son, or stand by her son and risk tearing apart her marriage. The aftershocks of this altercation weren't just emotional, they were practical. Plans for the family event in question were abruptly canceled. Filming schedules were quietly rearranged. And for the first time in a long time, insiders say, there was real doubt about whether the Roloffs would continue as a united or even civil front. While neither Zach nor Chris has made a public statement about the incident, both have reportedly been urged by TLC to remain silent until the production team decides how to handle the fallout. Meanwhile, Amy has shared cryptic posts about family, forgiveness, and finding peace in chaos, leaving fans to wonder just how deeply shaken she truly is. What triggered the fight wasn't just one moment. It was the accumulation of years of miscommunication, resentment, and differing visions of what family looks like after divorce and remarriage. And for the Roloffs, it seems the line has finally been crossed. The fallout was immediate and deeply felt throughout the Roloff family. According to sources close to the situation, Tori Roloff was livid following the confrontation. Fiercely loyal to her husband, she reportedly made it clear that Chris was no longer welcome at family functions unless a serious conversation and apology happened. Tori, who's always maintained a carefully curated image online, didn't directly address the altercation publicly, but her silence was louder than words. Behind closed doors, she was said to be furious, and some insiders even claimed she pushed Zach to cut contact entirely. Matt Roloff, for his part, stayed out of the drama publicly, no surprise to longtime fans who know he often chooses to avoid commenting on interpersonal conflicts unless directly involved. Still, those close to Matt noted that he wasn't shocked by what happened. He and Chris have had their own tense moments in the past, and Matt reportedly sees Zach as being too hot-headed, but also feels that Chris may have overstepped boundaries that Matt himself always respected, especially regarding Amy's children. As for Jeremy and Audrey, they've taken a hands-off approach for years, but even they couldn't ignore the firestorm. The couple remained physically and emotionally distant, according to reports, preferring to stay on the outskirts rather than pick a side. Some fans speculated Audrey may have subtly weighed in with a few pointed Bible verses in her stories, but nothing directly confirmed. Meanwhile, Molly Roloff, long removed from the public eye and the TLC cameras, apparently reached out to Amy in private. Described by family insiders as the peacekeeper and emotional anchor, Molly's private support meant the world to Amy, even if she refused to get publicly involved. And that brings us to Amy Roloff, the emotional epicenter of this entire conflict. Those close to her say she was devastated. The woman who once juggled family tensions on national TV now found herself forced to watch two of the most important men in her life nearly come to blows over her. For Amy, it was a nightmare made real. She reportedly went silent for days, canceling events, turning off her phone, and taking time alone. Then, out of nowhere, she posted a cryptic Instagram story. Sometimes strength means walking away, even from what you love. It didn't take long for fans to erupt with speculation. Was she talking about Chris? About Zach? Was she stepping back from both? The comments were flooded with concerned messages, theories, and pleas for her to, please tell us you're okay. The online reaction was nothing short of explosive. LPBW forums, fan pages, and subreddits lit up with debate. Some viewers took Zach's side, saying Chris had always seemed to insert himself too forcefully into the family dynamic, even more so after marrying Amy. Others came down hard on Zach, calling him immature and controlling. A few fans even floated wild theories that the confrontation had been planned for dramatic effect, though most agreed the raw emotions and visible tension didn't look staged. YouTube commentary channels dissected body language, pulled old clips from previous episodes showing warning signs, and debated the possible outcomes for Amy's relationship with Chris. Instagram gossip accounts picked up the scent, posting side-by-side photos of Zach and Chris with flame emojis, captions like, "Who went too far?" and fan polls asking followers to choose a side. TLC, meanwhile, was placed in an awkward and highly sensitive position. Multiple sources confirmed that cameras were rolling during the confrontation. Producers reportedly didn't expect the situation to escalate, but they captured everything, from the heated words to the physical contact, to Amy's emotional collapse afterward. The network now faces a monumental decision. Do they air the footage? While LPBW has shown plenty of personal moments over the years, this event crosses into a space that feels alarmingly real. Some insiders say executives are weighing whether to cut the footage entirely or blur and bleep the scene to make it TV safe. Others claim TLC might spin it into a to-be-continued moment for a future finale, banking on the drama to boost ratings. In the meantime, no official statement has been issued by the network, the Roloffs, or Chris Marek. Just silence, cryptic posts, and a storm of speculation. And for fans of Little People, Big World, one question remains. Will this confrontation tear the Roloff family apart for good, or can they find a way back from the edge? As of now, Reports suggest there has been no formal apology between Zach and Chris. Sources close to the family say the two are not on speaking terms, and any interaction has been carefully avoided. Amy, finding herself in the middle of the fallout, has made the difficult decision to spend time with each man separately, opting for peace over confrontation. Family events are reportedly being handled delicately, with some members declining invitations if Chris is expected to be present. This divide has created a new and awkward rhythm to what were once unified celebrations, like birthdays and holidays. Amy, though deeply heartbroken by the incident, seems to be redirecting her focus. Instead of trying to fix the situation between the men, she's prioritizing her own well-being and pouring her energy into time with her grandchildren. Friends of the family claim she's taking a step back from emotionally charged situations, attempting to regain a sense of calm and balance in her life. While Amy has always been the peacemaker, this time she may be learning to draw boundaries, for her own sake. The implications for Little People, Big World are significant. Can this family continue to film together with such a visible fracture? The show has weathered many storms, but this physical confrontation might represent a breaking point. Some insiders speculate that TLC is debating whether to air the footage, given its intensity, or whether to use it as a storyline cliffhanger. Fans are already buzzing online wondering, could this be the end of the show, or the moment that reignites public interest in a major way? Whatever happens on camera, the off-camera reality is undeniable. The Roloff family dynamic has been permanently altered. Pride, pain, and unresolved resentment have come to the surface in a way that can't be ignored. But perhaps there is also a lesson here about communication, vulnerability, and the dangers of letting tensions fester for too long. While reconciliation isn't currently on the table, growth often comes from the most painful moments. For now, the family's future hangs in the balance. In the end, what happened between Zach and Chris was more than just a family argument. It was the culmination of years of resentment, misunderstandings, and unresolved emotional wounds. For Amy, it was a heartbreaking reminder of the delicate balance she tries to maintain between her past and her present. For fans, it was a shocking moment that challenged everything they thought they knew about this beloved family. This confrontation wasn't just about land, parenting styles, or even loyalty. It was about identity, respect, and the scars left behind when families evolve in different directions. Chris Marek, stepping into the role of Amy's new husband, has always tried to remain neutral and supportive. But for Zach, seeing his mother's life restructured without his father, especially on the very land where so many memories were made, has been difficult to accept. Now, the Roloffs face a crossroads. Can forgiveness prevail over pride? Can wounds be healed before they fester further? As the cameras roll and the world watches, one thing is clear. Real families, even those in the spotlight, deal with real pain. The question is, will they choose reconciliation or continue down separate paths? Only time will tell if the Roloffs can find peace again. But for now, fans are left holding their breath, hoping this isn't the final fracture in a family they've grown to love.